G'day people, it's the Devil's Advocate again. Just thought I'd have a quick chat with you while I'm uploading a video that I had a chat with Trevor Evans, MP, last night at our markets. Asked him about would vaccines be made mandatory by coercion. The short of it is he said no, but of course they're politicians, so really got to take it with a pinch of salt, don't you? We all know they lie every time their lips move. But anyway, I tried going to a Extinction Rebellion, they call it Truth Talk or Talk Truth or something, little gathering at last Friday. I had trouble with my phone and my power source, and the camera was cutting out halfway through video, through interviews and so on. Most of them didn't want to talk on camera, which is pretty similar to politicians. So anyway, I'm going to a peaceful picnic in Botanical Gardens tomorrow, and I'll get some footage of that. Last time there was some Extinction Rebellion showed up at that and created a ruckus while I was having an interview with Dusty. So anyway, I'd like to welcome us all to the world of division, because as long as the left and the right keep disagreeing with their particular issues and not agreeing on what they agree on, what they actually agree on, because I talk to both sides, and if they're not going to agree on what they actually agree on, then the system's won. The system has beaten everyone. So I don't know how to spell it out. The people on the left don't like talking to me simply because I'm not one of them, and the people on the right talk to me, but again they all stick to their guns, their little issues, like they've got blinkers on. And what I'd like to know is when are people going to start actually trying to bridge that gap and having communication and engaging with people who don't have the same political spectrum as you, because if you don't, and like some people might say, because I'm not a public speaker, or I get scared that I don't know how to say the right thing, or I don't have enough information, they're all valid reasons, not excuses. Excuses are for children. They're valid reasons, but what I'd have to say is don't be fearful of making a mistake, because that's how you learn. You make mistakes, you learn, you evolve. And what I'd have to say is probably be more fearful that if you don't start doing this and the division keeps getting wider, where's it going to go? Try to project a little bit, because I'm feeling very lonely. Like the world, William Shakespeare said it, the world is a stage and we are all but actors playing our part. Well, that would be all real funny if it wasn't so serious and some of these dickheads on this planet ruling us and, didn't make such absurd decisions based on their own pocket. And look at the fiasco America's in with that voting system and the lack of transparency in their voting system. And they are one of the few countries using electronic system, even though I read an article that Australia uses the electronic system, but I haven't been able to confirm that. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt. But when it does come to America, and as most of us know here in Australia, what happens there comes here. Black Lives Matter comes here. Climate emergency comes here. Whatever happens over there is going to come here. So you're just a bunch of copycats. How about you break that cycle and actually stand up on your own 2 feet and come up with your own ideas? Anyway, when it comes down to Trump, I've got a friend of mine, he's put a wager on that Trump will be the next president, and he's got 20 to 1 on it, and he's going to win thousands if he does. and the mainstream media doesn't cover or tell yous or anything about the process of these hearings and so on. They just say, oh, all the lawsuits didn't make it. Well, that's only one process of it, is the legislative procedure. There's all different ways of doing it. And at the end of the road, shall we say, that the main gambit I would say that Donald Trump probably would use is the presidential order he put in place in 2018, and declare martial law and have it all investigated properly. So that way, if it's under martial law, he's still the president, have it investigated properly. If he does lose, honestly, fair and squarely, then by all means, I don't think he would renege on it. I think he would hand it over, grudgingly, but he'd hand it over because he would have to be seen as being transparent. But if Biden did, not so much Biden, but if the Democrats or the socialists or lefty, whatever you want to call them, if they did cheat, they should be spending time in jail, at the very least. But anyway, I'm going to go to this picnic in the park tomorrow and get some footage, and I'm going to try to talk to a few people. Max Eigen, Ricardo Bossi, and see who else I can get my hands on and just see what happens. Maybe there'll be another climate emergency disturbance which got shut down pretty quick. And after all, they are professional agitators. It's either their way or no way, which by any definition of a encyclopedia, that's fascism. But I'm going to leave you with it because 7 minutes is enough. Okay. Till next time, catches.